Hello again, everyone. In this lesson, we are going to take a look at the system databases of SQL Server, which is quite important, and why you should, generally speaking, stay away from them. So I'm still logged in from the last session. I am going to get rid of this SA session so there's no confusion. If you were to expand databases, you can see that we have this folder called system databases, and there are 4 databases in it: master, model, MSDB, and tempdb. Quick run of what they are. The master database is actually what runs SQL Server itself. It is highly recommended that you stay away from it. Don't mess with it. Don't do anything to it. If that gets messed up, basically the SQL Server engine will stop and you'll have a time trying to figure out what went wrong. Hopefully you have a backup you can restore from. Excuse me, but if you don't, you're out of luck. So stay away from master, just let it do its thing. The model database is actually just the name sounds. It's a model that is used when you create new databases, and everything that's in a model gets incorporated in the new database. The MSDB database is another one of those databases used to stay away from. This is used by SQL Server internally for, say, things such as sending database email if that is configured. The tempdb, just like the name sounds, is a temporary database. This is where SQL Server uses as kind of a scratch paper to write operations to, delete stuff from, and its content is purged on a regular basis. So this is an overview of what these things are, but just so we get a feel for it, I am going to go in the model database. This is one you can actually mess with, although I don't recommend it necessarily. But for instance, if I go in here and take a look at tables, I see that I don't have any tables. Let's say I decide to create like a sort of a copyright table. So I'm going to create a new table and create a column name called copyright. And data type, I'll make it be nvarchar 50. We'll go over this at a later point what these things are. I'm going to save this table. So let me go down and click save. I'll save it as copyright. And this table right now has this database has one table created. I can refresh it, and if I wanted to, I could right click this and choose to edit the top 200 rows. In the process, I'm going to create a copyright Dr. Z 2022, let's say, something silly like that. And I'm going to save this in the press enter, basically gets saved. It is now part of this database. So just to see that actually work, I'm going to right click databases and choose new database, and I'm going to create pubs like we did before and click OK. If it's taking a while, it'll probably throw an error of some kind. Perhaps it still has a lock on the model database. And what does it say? It says could not obtain exclusive lock on database model. Yeah, it's still, even though I closed the query, it still thinks that there is a connection there. So let's go back to this model, and I'm going to just refresh it a couple of times. Hopefully that will fix it. I'm going to right click and choose new database, pubs, and click OK. And if that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna, connect, disconnect, and get it going that way. Yeah, it still has the same lock on it. I'm not quite sure why it has that lock. I will go into model, and this is the copyright table. I will create a new query, and I'm going to select asterisk from copyright and choose to execute that. You can see that my copyright comes up. I'm going to go ahead and close that. No, I don't want to save it. Let's go ahead and refresh the databases. And let's go ahead and try one more time to create this new database, pubs. It looks like it's going to get stuck again. A good reason why I don't mess with these databases to begin with. But I just want you to know that with a model, it is possible to fool around with it. And the changes would show up in any databases that you create. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click this server and I'm going to stop it. Say yes. And refresh. Let me try restarting. Okay, so we got a bunch of error messages, which is fine. I'm just going to right click and choose a restart again. Looks like it's down, so I'm going to start. And remember that you can always go to the configuration manager to make sure that everything is up and running again. See, this is not running right now. I could go to configuration manager, or I did it just right here. But doing it from configuration manager seems to be a more stable way of actually getting these things up and running. Let's refresh and let's go back to our databases and right click and choose a new database. We'll call it pubs. And it's now created. Now if you take a look at pubs under tables, there is that copyright table. So that basically came from the model database. It's a duplicate of what was in a model database. So the foundational stuff comes from the model when you create a new database. Just for the heck of it, we will do a select asterisk from copyright. And it is targeted towards pubs. So we're going to click execute and it shows my copyright in there. That's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being a great audience. And don't forget to share your knowledge with others. And if you like these videos, please share them with your friends and loved ones.